All right, everyone. We are live on Beyond the Woodline. I'm Joe DeHoyos, your host, and my lovely and talented co-host Shannon Rogers is right there as always. How you doing, Shannon?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. How was your weekend?
It was eventful. Did a lot of went to a lot of locations and mineral wells, just kind of playing around and enjoying the day. It was nice. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
I've kind of been relaxing a lot more lately, so
Yeah. I don't know who's saying hi. It just says Facebook user, but we'll try to get these people's names across because they have to give permission to Facebook to use their names, and they don't always do that, unfortunately. But it's all right. That was, I guess, Leanne Eskew that said hi. So
hey, Leanne.
Hey, girl.
So, as always, people don't tune in to listen to us talk and banter all day. They tune in to hear our guests, and our guest today is Kirstin Joy and David Childers. How you guys doing?
Doing great, brother. Doing great.
Great.
Yep.
That's good.
Just trying to keep up on a Sunday. That's about it. Had a lot of stuff going on, and
Right.
Troy's in.
Hi, Troy. Hey, Troy. Yeah, y'all do have a lot going on. I've been noticing that. I'm like, yay, go get it.
I get exhausted just by reading everything. Like just by seeing all of the banners, I'm like, oh my god.
Well, we're doing the same thing Shanna's doing. Every time I look up, it's like bam, 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 another, something going on. I'm like, hell yeah, girl, hell yeah, keep on doing it.
I know. I'm like, it's living, guys. It's what we do.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love that banner behind you.
I know. Alex S. King is the shiznizzy. He did a good job on it. I wish you could see all of it. We got most of it, but I love it. 4x6.
Yeah, he did a really great job on that. I like it a lot.
And there's the one right there. Pretty cool.
What? Looks awesome.
Yep.
You got to get one for Joe now.
Yeah, I definitely need one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Yeah, right now there's just the wall behind you. You can dress it up. And
I actually have a green screen, but I moved into this apartment, so I haven't really set everything up yet.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm kind of lazy, so yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, one day I'll set it up. I guess I've only been here a year, so give me time.
Oh my god,
that is so funny, bro. Because
I was just gonna say, tell him, yeah.
Yeah, she moved in whenever I moved up here from Mississippi. It was she's been here a year, and this.
No, I haven't. I had been here a month, like a month and a half.
Well, no, not whenever I moved up.
I had been in this apartment. Literally, I moved in this apartment. I think January.
Watched people die inside, and my face was like
January 9th or something like that. January 10th or something. And you came up
February.
End of February or March, beginning of March. Yeah, so I had been here for maybe 2 months, let's say. And it was funny because I thought I had it. It was minimal. It was minimal decorating. I didn't have a lot in here, but it was nice. He came, and it was the funniest thing. I call him Martha Stewart all the time. I'm like, I thought the last thing that I would do would worry about decorating my apartment. He launched right into it, and within a week, this whole apartment is it's fully decorated now, from top to bottom. That's all him, not me.
He's messy.
Yeah.
She agreed.
That's Michelle.
She agreed to
girl.
it. Let's get all that stuff. Let's put all the stuff out there. So,
Yeah.
And actually, it feels like a home.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Well,
cool, man. That's always
you're
nice.
in New Hampshire. I want to get up that way. I just keep feeling like I need to get up to the northeastern area. I want to get to some.
You have to come. Mm-hmm.
You would.
Well, I've been saying for the last year that I feel really drawn to the northeastern, the New England states, because I've been up there a couple times, and I'm just like, I can relate to the history there. So yeah, I want to go to Salem. I want to do a lot of crap. So because I just did
That's what I always say. People, you're saying about being drawn up here. That's how I was my entire life. That's why I moved up here.
So where are you from?
So I moved from Pennsylvania, but I was born and raised in New Jersey and lived mostly in Pennsylvania. I was only in Jersey until I was 13, then lived in Pennsylvania for the rest of the time until I moved up here. But I was always drawn up here. I felt this pull to these states up here in New England and stuff like that. everybody who asks why I move up here, they want some like deeper explanation. Like, because I get it. They're like, it's a place you just move to a place because you love. I'm like, yes, you feel a connection to a place and you go. And it's just, I love it. So Salem. Whoever said that, Boston and Salem, amazing. I have my whole arm here is tattooed with the city of Boston. And
I love Boston.
Yes, and Salem is amazing. I always say to every time I'm on a podcast, I say, I'll be your personal tour guide for Salem. If you come up here or Boston, I can show you. I probably know more about these places than anywhere in my life. So
Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, whenever Storm Justin came up, she took the reign. Storm and Justin know, they know Salem, but she took the reign and just running everywhere. It was like, this is happening. This is happening. This is where we go. I'm like, oh, I love you even more.
I can't help it. It's like if I'm like,
Salem is amazing.
Yeah, Salem is.
Well, I went up there with this last go around with Chrissy Grissom and Timothy J. Dalton, and we had a good time.
All right. I don't even want to know exactly how you had a good time with the,
No, it was just like epic. Because straight from the airport, Timothy and Christy picked me up. No, I know, but no, they picked me up, and Christy was having a good time. And we walked around forever looking for this damn oyster bar, and it was like, we're not gonna fucking find it.
Oh, it's I know what you're talking about. It's right next to the Antique Museum. It's right across from the Antiques Museum.
Well, we were going in circles. It was cold and windy.
Yeah, where you got the that oyster bar right there. That's what she's talking about.
Oh, yeah. And I think that actually used to be a different restaurant at one point. It was called I think it was called like Cats, like Captain, but short, like Cats or something.
It's
and
like
then
Oyster House
they changed it to something else. Or if I'm thinking of the place you're thinking of.
The Holocaust thing is right across the street, right? Or right next to it?
It's close to the, what's the name of that ship? The Friendship. The Friendship ship.
Friendship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Okay.
Shannon's like, I don't know.
It was dark. We were drinking.
It was dark, drinking,
Yeah. With friends, even wanting to see forever. Yeah, it was a good time. So
yeah, amazing places. There's so many places to stop and say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, if you guys don't mind, why don't you tell us something about Salem that some of us don't know? Because I know I always hear about Salem, but I don't really know. Yeah. So let Kirstin take the lead here.
Oh man, I don't even know if I could tell you something that you don't know, but I from a very young age was extremely intrigued with just the whole stories of the witchcraft trials and that whole thing. And I think that interested me right from the start, just how people act the way that they do and what could have caused it and stuff like that. And it's so historical, just being one of it, just how old it is and the history there. And when I don't even remember the first time I went to Salem, probably in my teens at some point, but I went up there for the whole Halloween thing because it's called Halloween City. And obviously this is the place that people say you go for Halloween. It's like the number one place people want to visit around Halloween time. I don't love it very much around Halloween time because it's very touristy and it's just impossible.
Right.
It's impossible for you to even go to anything or see anything or enjoy anything. But the interesting thing I guess I could tell you is that Salem now was not really Salem back in 1692 when the witchcraft trials took place. So it was, but not really. It actually spanned way beyond and outside of Salem and all the surrounding towns like Beverly, Lynn, Danvers, like all the towns and places all around Salem, up to 20 minutes, a half an hour, even Boston, which is like a half an hour or so from Salem. Salem Village was actually Danvers now, not Salem, if that makes sense. So if you want to see things, I guess what I'm saying is you can go outside of Salem. Like a lot of the old homesteads and a lot of the things that you can see are not in Salem. Salem's actually really small. You could see the entire, like all the sites of Salem and everything in one day, maybe two. But if you want to see like everything in the pilgrimages and all the homesteads, you have to kind of go outside of Salem a little bit. So And I mean, it's very interesting. I mean, even if you go to Boston, some of the people involved with the witchcraft trials are in cemeteries in Boston, and Boston Common, which is like that big park in Boston, is actually a graveyard. They used to hang witches in that common. So there's a lot, but you just there. I could go on forever, but yeah, I would say go outside of Salem was what I would say.
Yeah, you go outside of Salem, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, whenever I do my routes and all that stuff, I agree with it. It flows over.
Yeah.
Because in New Hampshire, there are so many cemeteries out there for 1700s, 1600s. I'm like, holy shit, dude. You know, down south, you'll sit here and you'll look around. You'll see these cemeteries and structures built. They were like in, 1800s or 1900s. You come up here, 1700s, 1600s. I'm like, dude, it's crazy.
Well, I'm going to have to plan a trip because I went to Scotland and Aberdeen and actually in Edinburgh, did a tour about the witch hunts and witch trials and what they would do, and I had a very big time ancestral moment there. I gained some ancestral stuff, if that makes sense. And I mean, it was just insane. So I'm definitely drawn to Salem because it's in the ancestral bloodline. But yeah, so I'm gonna be planning a trip up there to come hang out with you guys.
Y'all too. Hell, you got a place to stay? Hell,
yeah.
Yeah, you can sleep on the floor.
I'll pitch a tent outside the bonfire.
There's no reason to sleep on the floor. That's not happening now.
I'll pitch a tent with a bonfire. I got a cot too.
Believe me, but I mean, we can pitch a tent. She's sleeping cold. Last time it was snowing outside. We freezing our asses
listen,
off.
while I support your ruggedness as another female, we have a bed, so you can just, you can come in from the cold and just stay with us.
I will say
that's fine.
It sucked. You weren't on the show that night because it was bad weather, and I was in the tent, and I had and hat.
Yes, I was on the show. I remember that whole thing.
I thought you were getting into it. No, that was whenever.
Yes, I was on.
That was whenever.
Because Eileen and maybe you, everyone kept popping in and and you're like, get out, and yeah,
and it was her bright idea to say.
I was looking for firewood. Your bright idea was to burn down tires and make me sick for almost a week.
Hey, I got the fire started though.
Oh my God!
The guys out there were trying to burn green wood. It was all green. I was like,
yeah,
man,
bless their heart. We did ask them ahead of time. What do we need to bring? Firewood? No, we got plenty. And I was like, I guess they just weren't prepared for us. They were so awesome. Chris Owen and her and her husband, they were very welcoming. We had a great time. Yes, she did his tattoo. They were so hospitable. I just couldn't believe they were burning that damn tire. I'm like, I have asthma, guys.
She was so messed up, like a week, 2-3 weeks later, she was still
yeah. It's like, thanks for the toxic high. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for that was karma. Thanks for me getting out there taking my ass off in the middle of Louisiana in the woods in a tent.
But did you have fun?
I did.
There you go.
We investigated Bonnie and Clyde Ambush Museum the next day. So
and that was an experience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it wasn't.
That was an experience, yeah.
Let's not get into that.
No.
Did you see he just visited Clyde's grave?
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that.
Oh my God, he freaked out when he found out it was right down the road. He's like, "What?" And we went.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so cool because
it's up there. Oh wow.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Hon.
It's in. She said it's not up there. It's down
no, Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
Oh yeah, cool. The Tyler Paracon. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and it was so cool because she always wanted to go to JFK's assassination place. Blah blah blah.
Always wanted to.
Yeah,
go.
Always.
Yeah. Did y'all get to?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
JFK fan, and the wife.
Jackie.
Oh. I know she's gonna get mad at me. All right. Well,
because of the wife. Oh my God.
Joe's just sitting there.
That's okay. I'll listen to you guys. You're good.
We go down there, and it's like ultimate bliss for her. She's talking to, there's a couple people down there and they were selling books and stories.
Oh, yeah, the handlers, yeah.
Original pictures of the, the assassination and all that. But it was so freaking cool, dude. And then whenever I found out about Clyde, right down the road, I looked at her and she was like, "You want to go?" Like,
so this is very relevant to the show. So let me tell you how we found out about this. There was an author that happened to be set up right at the assassination site that was selling books. So of course, I'm like, stuck like glue there. And I'm like, I want to buy one of these books. Well, if you bought a book, he had a photo album that you could flip through. And you can look at all these pictures of the assassination, stuff like that. So we happened to flip a page. And of course, we recognize right away, there's a picture of the road where JFK was shot. And there's this big gray, blurry blob right in the middle of the road. Like just this mist, just like right in the middle of the road, pure daylight. We both stop and we go, wait a minute, what is this picture of? And the author goes, and he's very accredited. He's worked with, cops, FBI for like 30 years. Yeah. And he goes, oh, this is interesting. He goes, I was here this day, standing right here, with tourists taking pictures. He goes, all of a sudden this Chinese woman starts screaming or something. She was just taking pictures like I did of the road. They have an X where he was shot. Yeah. And she took 5 or 6 pictures in a row. And one of the pictures is this big blur, like this gray, weird sort of mist just right on the X. And he goes, I was standing here this day. He goes, I can tell you, there was nobody in the road. There was nothing there. There were no environmental factor. There's anything. And he even said, he goes, we've been trying for 5 years or so to figure out what this is or debunk this, and we can't. And it's the coolest picture. So he let David take pictures of this picture because David was like, I want to look into this. So anyway, somehow from that picture of this one paranormal photograph, he also had something in there related to Bonnie and Clyde. And that's how it led him to tell David, he's buried like right down the road. And David's like, what? And he goes, yeah, he's buried right down the road. So I'm still trying to look at this ghost picture of the JFK site. He's like, let's go. He just grabbed me and he's like, let's go. I'm like, all right. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, he didn't expect. Yeah. Sorry. No,
it's okay. Hey, Jen. No, that's awesome. I can see him like, let's go. We got to go now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, the thing is about that whole, I saw the photo and I've been in the field for a while now and seen a lot of crazy shit. I mean, a lot of stuff you can debunk and a lot of stuff you can't debunk. But this photo.
He was floored. Like he literally sat there he kept going back to it. Like 45 minutes later, he's like, I can't figure this out. And I'm like, it's really cool. It was a really cool picture.
It's. All right.
There you go. Yeah, I'm going to wait because he's going to say more.
I'm trying to think about it. All right. You see all these.
They're running.
Slow shutter speed. Blur movement and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And, dude, there is nothing in the middle of that road. Nothing. Where the hell? I'm sitting here thinking, all right, maybe somebody on a moped came by,
Yeah, like really quick
happened. Yeah. But no, there is nothing to actually sit here. There's no. I can't.
You're gonna have to send it to me. I want to see that. I'm
curious.
We do, else. Chelsea. We do have the picture, and the cool thing is, this is not cool. I'm sorry, not cool, but
I can't post it.
He did say that a couple people have committed suicide in that spot. Like people go to that spot and shoot themselves or do things like there have been. Yeah, it's because of where it is. One guy jumped off the bridge of the overpass, but that some guy walked right out to the X, sat there and shot himself or something. So it could be, there's stuff you have to consider, but David took pictures of the picture and it's pretty cool. So I did not think going to a historical JFK museum I was going to see a paranormal picture of an apparition, but it was pretty pretty cool. Yeah, it was neat.
And the thing is, I got to sit down with Rocky, the red squirrel.
Yeah, he met a squirrel that he named it and he had it for like 15 minutes. And,
I love Rocky, right? He was a red squirrel.
You got yourself a Mississippi boy up there in the Northeast.
I know.
Y'all saw that? She beat me.
I know.
But I mean, the squirrel just came out, dude. It was so cool. They named him Rocky. we sat down and I videoed him, and he came over there and he was running around playing and jumping. Cute. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Jen. Yeah.
Hey, Chelsea, I didn't get a chance to say hi.
Yeah, and Jen from Waver Soul Promotions, she's all.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
I'm going to see her on the 4th and 5th up in Montana.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Rich had some family stuff he had to take care of. So unfortunately, but understandably, he has some family stuff he had to go to Florida. But it's going to be me and it's going to be Jen. And we're going to be there with 2 of the psychic mediums. A place up. Like, it's
the Men in Black.
You're freezing up.
You're frozen,
girl.
Shannon.
Yeah.
That's probably the best profile.
I think we're doing the cabbage. Y'all are frozen too.
Right there is the best profile photo of her.
Stop it.
It's all blurry. No, I'm joking. No, we heard bits and pieces.
Yeah, we heard.
But we know. We know. You froze up.
It's been raining. It's been raining here. Yeah, we're storming here, and
it actually started getting cloudy here too. So I hope I don't freeze up on you guys too.
You know, I will.
Well, I can go on my phone and hotspot if I need to. If it keeps doing it, let me know and I'll hotspot in so that I'm not
like that moment.
Yeah, just that moment. I tell you
just
one
enough
thing,
for David to mess with me.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna mess with you no matter what, girl. You know that. Whatever you put out, I'm gonna mess with you. But you know, the thing is, I noticed up here, moving up in New Hampshire, you know, down in the south, we have heavy rains. I mean, it's like somebody beating somebody down. I come up here and it's all light rains.
That's because you just haven't seen it yet.
I guess I haven't.
No.
Everybody's like, "Oh my God, it rained his ass off." No, it didn't. That was
nope.
No.
He just hasn't seen it yet.
He's still fresh off the boat. Yeah, give him some time.
Yeah.
What do y'all have coming up there? Like, what events do y'all have lined up?
Oh God.
It's gonna take more than left on here. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I love it. Go ahead.
We got Maine Paracon coming up, Portland Maine Paracon, which Chris Sanders is actually putting on. The flyers are on our page, my page, her page.
So July we have Hawthorne Hotel.
July 10th, Hawthorne.
Say it,
Hawthorne Hotel in Salem, Mass. We got Stormy and Jason.
Are you all right? Okay, I'm gonna have him take a walk.
I think he's having a minor stroke.
I'm gonna take over. You take it. Let me.
Wrong hat. You need the other one you had on earlier.
Justin and Stormy are coming up, and they're going to be a part of that event. It'll be pretty cool. 2 tickets left. Storm's doing half price on tarot card readings. October the 30th, we have Black Swan Inn. We're doing a paid investigation there. It's pretty cheap. We got Non-Con coming up
in September.
Yeah, in Ohio. Shit. What was the others?
November with Tammy.
Oh yeah, we got November. Yeah, November with
Broken
Tammy.
Bow.
Tammy. Yeah, Broken Bow Asylum. Yeah, we're doing that one too. But
how about that? How about use that planner I got you?
The what?
She goes, use the planner. She got you. Listen, I bought him one also, and he doesn't. He's not going to use it. It's okay. It's fine.
I know. Shannon got me this awesome planner. I mean, it's leather. It's fucking awesome, dude. And I still haven't used it. And she got me one too, and I still haven't used it. So yeah.
Oh man.
Is it for this year?
Well, give it to Jen because it's really nice and let her have it.
No, I'm not giving it away. It's awesome.
Not Jen. Kirsten, I'm sorry. Jen just popped up.
Yeah.
See, she's saying.
But it's going to be out of date. And you're going to be like, it's a paperweight at that point. Then you're like.
He's like, it's too nice to write in.
Actually, it is. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's brown leather.
You know what stinks is like I've come together with someone that likes to do the same stuff that I do, and we're so excited to do all of these things. Yeah. The bad part of this is everything we want to do.
Fuck you, Jen. Oh, I'm sorry about the F word.
Everything that we want to do is flights, which are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I know. Every month, someone reaches out to us or to him or whoever and says, "Hey, something new, either an event, a Paracon, something like that. And we want to do it, but at least once a month. Like I'm just very type A. So he'll be like, oh, hey, we got invited here. We're going to do this. I'm like, so this month we're flying to 2 places. So that's $400 for each of us. Like the plane tickets and then paying for your car. I'm like, we can't. It's so to keep flying everywhere. And it makes me laugh because he moved up here and everything we get invited to is down more where he is. And I'm like, we got to do some stuff we can drive to up here, which is why we did the Hawthorne and Salem's. I'm like, let's try to do an event that we can just drive to
Portland,
and not.
Portland, and Maine.
I get that because I'm going to be on the 3rd through 6th up in Montana. I'm going to come back. I'm going to be in Ballinger the next weekend. And I come back. I'm going to be in Mississippi at the old Southern Funeral Home. And then I'm going straight from there to Florida for a week. And then I'm coming back. And then I'm going to be in Denison. And that's just like in 3 weeks. I'm like, got an Airbnb for a week, hotels, the airfare. Like the people think like just because you do events and you have a certain ticket price, you're not getting rich. You're paying for your expenses. I do events because it keeps me active in the field because I wouldn't probably be able to afford it otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
To be as active as I want to be, it's hard to find a job that'll allow you to have that freedom too. So
I know, believe me, I totally understand. We're the same way.
Yeah.
Passion pursuers, you know what I mean? So
where's the other one? FC Icon or
FC Icon.
FC Icon. We're supposed to be going
Fairfield
to that.
County Infirmary.
Yeah, Fairfield County Infirmary. We're supposed to be going to that too. And it's like I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh my God. Because really plane tickets a piece is like almost $400.
It's $400 for each of us. So it's a lot. I mean, and I think I would love to do everything, but just it so adds up. It's
it is. It does.
So every dollar amount that comes in goes into the next event. It just keeps rolling. Go ahead, baby.
When you guys want to take Chelsea's question there?
Oh, Broken Bow.
I've never been there.
I don't know.
I can tell you.
Shannon's been there and investigated.
I've been there a couple times, and it's poltergeistic. I've never been in a location that has so much poltergeist activity.
That's not a word. Poltergeistic.
You didn't even say it the way she said it. Go wherever you're going, just go.
Like where's your unicorn head at? I mean,
there you go. Put the mask on.
He needs to take a walk.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay, she's back. I was like, I think she froze again.
Yeah, she's frozen.
Oh no! Yeah, and I can't say anything.
I mean, things get thrown.
Things get thrown.
Yeah, Chelsea. From what I've heard about from other people, it is a very good place. It's a very active place.
Shut up in there.
Times I've been there, it's not.
Orgasm.
I love it.
Yeah, Chelsea. Everyone that I know who has been there, they've always liked it. They've had good things to say. I would definitely recommend it. I've never been, but I would definitely say go there. And
what he's literally yelling to me from the bathroom. Bring up. No, she goes to David. Go poop. He's like, I just went to pee.
We want to know that. Yeah.
He dropped. She lost her thing.
Oh, okay. Well, Broken Bow Asylum is a pretty cool location. From what I heard, Ashley Storm. What's the word? She basically is not. I wouldn't say overseer of it or caretaker, but she's a part of it, and she runs the events there. I guess manager. I don't know. I couldn't give you an official title. But Ashley promotes it and puts it out there. And the place is supposedly haunted as hell.
Right.
From what I heard. And, I've known Ashley for years. And the stuff she tells me, I mean, it really sends chills up my spine.
And that's funny because we even, right before we heard about this.
Shut up, Jen.
Right before we heard about this in November at Broken Bow, we were like, no more for the year. Like, we're good. We're not doing anything else. And then we heard from our friend Tammy who said, we're doing this. You have to come. And David goes, I want to go to Oklahoma. And I'm like, all right, we can go. So now we added that to our list. And it's getting longer. So
yeah, it is. And, Oklahoma, I've never been.
Well, I saw Twister. I don't need to see it. I don't need to go. Like, I'm nervous.
Twister.
I'm nervous. Like, Yeah, I'll go.
It's no, it's all good. And not only the location absolutely impressive.
It's not like Max Headroom.
Joe.
What it
was. Shannon,
you might need to go on your hot spot. I need to hold up a sign that says hot spot. Go on your.
I just did.
Okay.
Oh wow!
Oh, God. Okay. It's storming.
You might want to go back on your cold spot.
It's an alien. That's what she said.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I apologize, guys. Just give me a second to fix this, and I'll be right back on. Okay.
Okay.
I'll let Joe talk a little bit now.
Yeah. Because
definitely interesting, place from what I heard. I would love to go there and check it out. I don't know the square footage. I think it's pretty massive. Not massive, pretty big from what Ashley was saying. But I've always, I've seen a lot of reviews on it and said, yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
so,
I tried to go on the other day and start reading about it. But what I started finding, and it was literally like on a quick break at work, so I didn't go too deep into it. But what I kept finding was all the events there. I couldn't actually find like a okay, here's what it is here. So I definitely want to read a little more about it just to, get that background. But yeah.
So have you two been anywhere together that has been kind of like that, kind of a lot of activity?
USS Salem.
Yeah, we actually, I'll let you talk a little bit about that. We just went to an investigation on the USS Salem. It's docked in Quincy, Massachusetts. And the reason I said I'm going to let him talk about this is he very much senses things and feels things. I really don't. He does. I'm not really, we always laugh and say he's more like the sensitive of the two of us, and I'm more the research person, the books, the behind the scenes. So, but yeah, go ahead. I mean,
like an Ed and Lorraine Warren, but it switched, huh?
Sure, honey.
No,
I'll gladly be compared to Ed Warren. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. But anyway, no, USS Salem was awesome, dude. It was, Chris ended up inviting us out
Chris
there.
Sanders.
I know his last name.
I'm saying it for all of the viewers and everything.
Everybody should know Chris.
Oh my God. Chris Sanders.
No, Chris.
He's just like, yeah, Chris with Ted and Theodore.
Hey, David.
David.
Yeah.
I like how she told you to tell the story, but she's telling everything for you.
I know.
Oh, no, you take it from here.
She does. No, Chris Sanders ended up inviting us out there, dude, and we did an investigation. Matt Warner and Adam, and I mean, all these other people came out there. We had a good investigation, dude. It came down to it. I wasn't expecting anything.
Yeah,
but there
really.
was some crazy shit that I've never in my life seen so many shadow figures. No, I'm not talking about out of the peripheral vision of your eye, dude. I mean, this is straight on. I'm seeing these shadow figures. And there was at one point where Chris actually freaked out because he saw a shadow, like it was like a shadow person, head pop up out of one of the manholes. And then right after that happened, Adam was sitting here looking at me, and he yelled and screamed, "Was like, David, it's behind you, go away, and he ran over there and yanked me away from the manhole where that shadow figure freaking manifested. So, I mean, places are active. Dude, we heard so many disembodied voices. If you ever want to investigate haunted battleship, USS Salem is the best one that I've been on so far. Mm-hmm. But that place was so intense. I mean, it's just like the Conjuring House, but the Conjuring House is different than USS Salem. USS Salem is dead on balls accurate with experiences. It really is, dude. I mean, there was shit. I've seen so much stuff there. It was creepy. It really was. Shut up.
Can y'all?
She's like, why not? I mean, what's not to
laugh about? It's good, David. I love you guys, though, and man, I was so happy to meet you, Kirsten, and You're just amazing, and I think you've done wonderful things for that Mississippi redneck.
Oh, thank you.
No, I love seeing all the stuff y'all have coming out and everything you're doing and everything, and and it's always cool when you have Alex S. King putting your flyers out, and it's just really cool. So I definitely want to come up and spend some time and just come up there and see Salem and check it out. And
hell yeah, come on up. I mean, you're more than welcome to stay with us and all that. You got a place to stay, and
yeah, we haven't really done a whole lot together yet, just because of the time frame he's been up here. It's just been so short that we haven't done a whole lot. But we're trying to set more stuff up. We keep saying that we want to find a place up here that's sort of undiscovered so far, like a new place, like something that, like we kind of want to find a place like that. And
I mean, y'all know how it is. We got to find the not the honey hole, but the baby, like in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Love you,
Thank you, Chelsea.
she I love that. Chelsea was like, I love y'all's backdrops. Oh, I love your door, Joe.
Yeah.
That was all.
It's white. Yeah. I just
down in Mississippi, I had my baby. The place I've always been to was McNutt House. And up here, that's what we're looking for.
Our baby.
Our baby. Basically.
Not the honey hole, but the baby.
The baby.
Sure.
Yeah, the baby. So, that's what we're trying to find up here. And we have a couple of places out there that we really, really enjoy. So, that's soon to come.
Yeah.
Got to be local, though.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually quite a few places here in Houston that are abandoned, especially some of the abandoned hospitals, and nobody goes to these places. So I'm like, man, I'd like to start doing this, but I don't have a lot of experience with the paranormal as far as researching goes, anyway. So
that's like up here. Like I was just gonna say, quick, we hear so much about the surrounding states. So we hear obviously Massachusetts, so many places. We hear Vermont, Maine. But I realized a month ago, I'm living in New Hampshire, and it's just as old as these surrounding. I don't hear anything about New Hampshire. There has to be places around here, and so I've been asking questions and stuff like that, just trying to find out what is something, and that's how we kind of stumbled across the Black Swan, where we're doing our Halloween event. Yeah, so we're trying to put feelers out there and just try to try to find some new places.
Yeah, it's hard because I've sit here and called around. I've done some research, and a lot of the places up here no, we don't do investigations. We don't do it. We don't do events like that. We don't. I'm like, dude. And then they turn around and say, oh, yeah, it's extremely haunted. It's a haunted.
Right.
Okay, great.
I mean, there's a chance to book your rooms, get some 10, 20% of the ticket sales. I mean, come on. It's not hard. Yeah. I mean, but a lot of them, they
don't want the stigma. They're they don't want.
They're worried about oh my God, extremely haunted. No, it's a balance. You investigate places. It's a balance in it. I mean, you could say it's activity.
I'm so sorry. As haunted as the Dumas brothel is, it's legit. I'm doing the very first public tour there, investigation. I'm doing the very first one. And I had to talk to the owner about it and kind of explain to him what we're doing, what we do. We come in, we're respectful, we take care of everything. Yeah. And so a lot of people are just really hesitant about it. But, man, they could really bring in some revenue for the location, for restorations, renovations. As long as you have, people there that are going to respect your property and be accountable for what happens there, then,
Bring them with you.
Yeah, we need to.
That seems to be one of the main concerns that it's funny. It's never something I thought I would hear from people, but it's come up a lot when we talk to a lot of locations. Even the ones that are receptive will say, we need to make sure they understand that we're not going to do any conjuring. They'll say you're not allowed to use any kind of. They're do you do rituals? Are you going to do table tipping, Ouija boards? And we're like, no, we're not there to conjure something up. They want to make sure that we are respectful, because a lot of them speak about the spirits like they would speak about their own family. They're like, we need you to be respectful. And that makes me say, how many times have you been in touch? How many people have come through that were not respectful, or, how many, it really makes you think, because we're we would never do that. We are literally we want to respect these spirits or
exactly.
whatever.
And, exactly what you're saying, because the people I've talked to in Salem, they were like, "Oh no, we can't do that."
Protective,
we don't do that.
yeah.
They're very protective, and I don't blame them, but something that was put out there whenever I was talking to these businesses down there, and it was like, all right, 10 of them, it was 8 of them that told me this. Well, we had a certain crew come in that was on national television, and they rubbed us the wrong way.
I wonder who.
I can't say, because I don't want to.
You don't have to.
Don't say.
They're not allowed back in Salem because of that. And that,
oh wow.
Yeah, and that made other paranormal investigators look bad.
We have bad names.
Exactly. But I can look at their side, but I can look at the other side too. It was all entertainment. I mean, they allowed them in there for some reason, but and I've filmed with these guys before, and they're not. They don't really fake evidence.
They're not disrespectful.
They're not disrespectful. It's just entertainment, and people should like that. But anyway, there's a lot of places in Salem that are haunted as hell, and if you want to go in there and actually investigate off the record, they will let you come in. Because we went to the Witch and Fairy Museum. That's what it is, the Witch and Fairy Museum. Emporium in Salem. She has a whole bunch of haunted dolls, and it's so crazy. It is so crazy, the stuff. We got so much evidence during the daytime. Within 20 minutes, it was insane.
But that's the thing too, is when we say evidence, the owner is just as protective. Zero anything allowed in there. No cameras, no recording, no anything. You go in with your senses and just yourself. She'll let you go in, but you just go in and you're not allowed to record anything. It's really, you just walk out with your memories. So it's, and we went in during the day. It was broad daylight and it was pretty good. Oh, he's going to show you his prized possession from that museum.
We got
looks like you.
It sure does.
That's the honey pot baby.
It's got the pull string and everything, dude. Look.
Oh, good Lord!
Sounds like you,
dude. It sounds like Shannon laughing.
Whatever. Hey, I just lost the location though. I did. I actually had a new location here in Texas. I was real excited about, and what I want to start doing, and just aside from a Paranormal Explorations of America, I want to start doing random investigations where it's nothing but private by invite. We all get together and we all split the cost. Because I want to get back to not so much of not the entertainment, but the guide. Not even guides. Because I pretty much want to, on my events, let people open investigate for the most part. But I just want I want to get back into everybody being just not just because I love when people come, but I want to get back to not just first experiences or second or third, people that have done this for a while, like groups of 6 or 8, and just really buckle down.
Yeah.
But so I found a location to do our first event doing that, and it got shut down right away because there was a group beforehand that came in there and went where they weren't supposed to. And the people on the board shut it down completely. And I'm like, but can I talk to them? It's like, no, I already had the people. We were all ready to start pulling money together.
I know where you're talking about. I remember that.
I don't think you do. This is very recent.
It's not the hospital, is it?
No. Oh, speaking of epic shit, I said the CHIT, epic shit. Okay, so my friend Nick was come to hang out for a couple days. Nick Landy, and I took him to Mineral Wells because he's been there before, but because he knew a lot about the base that I didn't know about, Fort Walters. But he didn't know there was a hospital there. I'm like, oh, yeah, Beach Army. Remember when I booked that event and it got shut down the next day? And I was able to go to the very last event there. And what a shame. I think it's 190,000 square feet. It was an old Vietnam War hospital. Well, there's a building on the side that was like the boiler room and all that kind of whatever was in there. But on the back side of it is a room. And the door was open. So we were just driving through. I was showing him different places. We were seeing if we could get any fills or readings off stuff. Little bitty room, doors open right by the driveway. So we walk in, like we weren't like but I let people know I was going to be there. I didn't just go in, and I said I'm not going to go in, but I'm going to be on the out perimeters of these locations. No big deal. Well, the doors open, we go in, and there's some incinerators in there, and it's probably the half size of my camper. Like, it wasn't a big room, but right inside there were glass vials and there were glass syringes. You know, that place shut down, I think, 1973. And whoever, they didn't finish their job. It was full of old syringes with the needles still on them, but they were all glass and everything. And so we were checking it out, getting crazy vibes off of it. We walk out of the room and we're just standing outside, and all of a sudden Nick's is like, just reached down at his leg and pulls his pants leg up, and he's got a red mark with a red puncture dot right there on it. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And I made a joke. I was being, me, sarcastic. And I'm like, yeah, you probably, I think a spirit, stuck you with one of the syringes in there. And then right after I said that, I mean, I jumped through the roof. I high stepped it up because I felt a sharp poke right in the back of my leg. And I pulled my little leggings up, and I had a red mark on there too. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
I think it's time to go. I mean, I got spiritually stuck by a syringe without being stuck by a syringe. And no, that was weird. I know what I felt like when you get a shot, when it goes in. Yeah. I felt like that right above my knee in the back of my leg. So I was like, damn, that place. I'm so upset that it got shut down. The fire marshal shut it down, but very haunted location.
The fire marshal did the same thing to the other place, which I'm not going to say, but we had a thing going on there, and the fire marshal shut it down because it's a certain location.
We know where it stems from. We'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just drop it. Okay. Anyway.
But there's some good changes coming, though. There's some relocating of the people to different locations that are haunted anyway. So good things are coming. Just know that, and have your ears open in a little while. There's some good things are coming out with the people that were affected that way. So there's a positive in that story coming up. So I don't want to tell other people's stories, but there's some good things coming. So
absolutely. Oh, I wanted to ask Joe. All right, you want to talk about some crypto stuff?
Okay.
He goes, all right, go ahead.
Right. We've been talking about the paranormal. It's the same thing, paranormal. We're talking about ghosts. All right, so.
Ooh, can I ask a story before you even? Can I ask a question before you start? Sure. Because I really do want to know. So, Beyond the Woodline, what does that name? How did you come up with that, or what does that mean to you? Like, what does that represent?
Okay, well, yeah, that was something personal for me. Beyond the Woodline, basically, I was looking beyond the woodline, beyond the cryptids, beyond everything in the woods. That's what it comes like from me. Because I'm looking at UFOs, paranormal. Anything else that's strange and unexplained, and so that's because I'm a Bigfoot guy, and that's just where it comes from.
And that's how I met him, because he invited me to do a podcast with him, and he was wanting to venture more, and like you said, beyond the woodline. Beth is here in the house. Hey, Beth.
I was like, woo.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask because I sort of figured what you said was what it represented, but I love that because I always say to him all the time, like a lot of times ghosts are discussed and it's the same stuff, but I always say to him, like, I would love to talk about the other stuff, like the aliens, like Bigfoot, stuff like that. And you see so many shows that don't really touch on that. And when I kind of looked at this show and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, is that what it is? It more like, towards that? I'm like, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Well, I've learned a lot because Joe does dabble in all that stuff. And so I've learned by the guests that he has on, because every week it's something different. Right. You don't know what you're going to have, who you're going to have on next. And I love it because I'm sitting here like, I don't know what you're talking about yet. Yeah.
Thanks, Troy. Appreciate that.
The Ghost Magnet, is that?
That's Michelle LeBaron.
I thought it was Michelle. I looked at
did we have a weekend? Oh my
Lord. Michelle, awesome.
Dude, you have no idea.
I just wanted to ask that.
All right, but we are, sitting here talking about every now and then we're going to put up like a podcast, pop-up podcast. We're going to do that here in the future. It'd probably be lame as hell because I'll be on it, but it'd probably rock because she's on it.
Well, she saves you.
But actually, that was more the idea. Like I kind of said to him, we want to do these no schedule, like every Thursday night or something. We want to do like a pop-up sort of podcast every once in a while. But I said to him, I want each one to be a topic. Like, let's talk about Area 51. Let's talk about reincarnation, Bigfoot, Nessie, whatever.
Astral projection.
Yeah, let's talk about like things that you don't hear about on a lot of these, shows. And it was really, so I was,
because a lot of people in the field, they say, I mean, they hear the same thing. Oh, favorite equipment, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Dude, get deeper into it.
Yeah.
Talk about books. Talk about the first actually paranormal investigator, which was, I think it was Albert Einstein. No, was it Albert Einstein? I mean, the first person to actually sit here and said that spirits can put a fingerprint on tape. Stuff like that. What we want to bring out, and it's not going to be a scheduled thing. It'll be just off and on. But anyway.
But go ahead. Sorry, we were just I thought it was cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I had somebody on that did remote viewing, an alien abduction. Talk about like UFO crashes and stuff like that. So I try to cover a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a guy to talk about vampires, but he's working on a documentary right now. So
That's so awesome.
I have a great guest for you up in Salem that would love that. They actually own Vamp Fangs in Salem.
How did you ever make it without her? Like, you got me.
But this is like.
It was that way at the Paracon too. Like here, just give me the mic. Go ahead.
Go ahead, continue. Everyone wants to hear what you have to say.
I have nothing
or try to say. Go ahead.
We're on pins and needles.
But that would be so cool if someone came on to talk about vampires. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean she owns a couple of events, up here in Salem.
Yeah,
all about vampires. It's the only vampire shop in Salem. So I mean, it's pretty cool. It really is.
And they're doing a vampire ball.
Oh yeah, the vampire ball.
Yeah, there's at the Hawthorne, and I don't know the date. I'll have to. It's later in the year. It's like September, October, but they're doing a vampire ball. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in October. Actually, we're working on trying to become either speakers or put up a booth or something there.
Yeah.
They're going to do seances and all that stuff too. So it's going to be pretty cool.
So did you have a question about crypto stuff yet? You were going to ask me?
I wanted to ask you, have you ever had really big experience that really, just made the hair on your arm stand up? Yeah, like walking in the woods. I mean, your most memorable experience about crypto. I mean, not really Bigfoot, but just anything. The
weirdest stuff is all the peripheral stuff, like what you hear or smell, things like that. I've never seen anything personally, but I've had rocks thrown at me, a stick thrown at me. I've heard vocals, screams and whoops and stuff like that. Trees getting pushed over. I've heard that a couple times, finding footprints is always a weird thing when you find a little 3-inch footprint out 2 miles into the woods in a creek, an 8-inch footprint found 2 summers ago. So it just it's just very weird. Like, what's a little kid doing out here barefooted? Like I said, 2 miles off trail, down the creek. Who lets the kid run around? You take
pictures. Do you get like pictures of all the stuff when you see them?
Yeah. I got a picture. As a matter of fact, in my video, I don't know that I did a couple of days ago that I released. If you go to the to my page, it's on there. It's about the size of a Gatorade bottle.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
I told Joe about what happened in Mississippi with that bottles being thrown in the woods when we were camping.
The bitch, you were drunk.
Wow. How do you really feel, David?
Okay, first off, we were all tripping because we heard it.
That was interesting, though. I remember that.
I had just gotten back from looking for firewood. It's like, what the hell?
I totally remember that. And dude, I was the first one to say, what the fuck was that? I'm sorry about the language, but what the hell was that? And I mean, in the middle of nowhere, you're sitting here hearing all this stuff in the woods. Where is a bottle 500 yards away going to sit here and come from and get slung somewhere?
Mm-hmm. And we found a bunch of old bottles back there while we were doing that homestead in the woods. old. I have one of them here, one of the spittoon bottles. I saved one. I would put one at Jefferson Hotel, and I have one. But yeah, it was like you were hearing bottles chinging and being thrown in the trees, and then hear it knocking, and I was just like, I can let Joe know.
I know, we're by the fire. We're sitting here trying to we're sitting here talking. Next thing you know, cling, 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 cling. Dude, what the hell?
And they swear there was like 4 to 6 miles before there was any kind of civilization or life or roads or anything behind the woods behind us.
It was so crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were out in the woods. We were doing some research, and it was ready. We're ready to come home for the night. We're packing our stuff up. 2 of my friends, they each had an AK, and I know Jake probably had a 45. That guy's always come loaded for bear. I had a 45 on my hip, and we're cleaning up. And my son's helping me put stuff in my truck, and I hear something hit the ground, and I thought someone dropped a flashlight. And my buddy Armando goes, "Hey man, did you see this?" And I said, "What?" He goes, "Someone threw a rock at us." And there was a big old rock, maybe about the size of a baseball, right in the middle of us. You know, we're talking about 3 guys that are pretty heavily armed. Who's going to throw a rock at us? You know?
I know, right? Yeah. Somebody stupid.
Yeah.
Somebody not afraid.
What did Beth say? Hold on.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Old Park Hotel. Yeah.
My birthday, plus it's a benefit for Old Park. It's 70% of the ticket sales go to Old Park for restorations. And they're only $60 a ticket. You have your room for overnight. And it's a themed event where you come dressed up in brothel or Wild West attire. So everyone's going to be a trigger object. It is a social event, so there'll be some socializing allowed. So,
you know, right there, Shannon, it just sounded like you just promoted a whorehouse.
It's a brothel. It was a brothel.
You straight up said, "Yeah, go ahead and dress how you want." No, I'm joking.
No, my God.
What are you drinking over there? You're getting wild.
I know, you know I'm wild. But anyway, Old Park, I so want to go there. You know,
I'm telling you, man, it's like
things that went on.
Beth loved it. Beth can tell you. Ask Beth. I'm like, we had some activity. And you know what? Beth laid hands on my mom, and my mom has been manic bipolar her whole life. And it's been months now, and my mom is just
Jen said
hookers. I know. But whatever Beth did to my mom, every bit of depression has left her. She had an attachment.
Really?
And Beth released it, and my mom talks about it almost every day. She wants my daughter to meet, like, it's just, so she's gonna be there on July 3rd, but Beth did my mom what medication and doctors couldn't do for decades. So I love you, Beth. You're amazing.
So awesome. You know, talking about Beth, she saved me. Mm-hmm. We were at the Hazelhurst Hospital down there filming, and I was by myself. And I mean, really, I did live feed, dude, and it was all hell breaking loose. There was shit banging. There was doors closing, disembodied voices. Everybody heard it on live feed. Everybody saw stuff going on. And I got to the point, I mean, I'm on the second floor by myself. I don't have anybody to save me. Thank God I was on live feed, and Beth popped in, and she was like, "David, get the hell out of there." I listened to what she said. I went to the stairway, and I stopped, and I really, I thought I was walking in circles. I was so confused. I walked out, got in the stairway, and I took a deep breath, and she called me video chat and told me everything going on. And she actually calmed me down. And I was like, holy shit, dude. I mean, she saved me.
Aww.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you know, I got something interesting. I don't think I've ever even told Shannon about this. So I moved to San Antonio in late 2017. I lived there for a couple of years. I came back in 2019, but even on my way up there, man, I felt like I had this dark cloud over me, and I couldn't shake it, you know. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't understand it. I didn't understand it, man. And I had a relationship in San Antonio, and it was just terrible and horrible. And I wound up coming back to Houston, like I said, a couple of years. I spent 2 years there. And even when I came back, I just felt just so. It wasn't like depression or anything, because I know Shannon mentioned that about depression, but it just felt like this dark cloud, like I was in a fog, and I couldn't get over it. A friend of mine that lives. At the time, she lived in South Carolina. She called me up. She's like, "Hey, Joe," and I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And she goes, "I need to tell you something." And I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" She says, "Did you get in some trouble here recently?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And she kind of told me about what happened to me, and I was like, man, you nailed it. You know, you nailed it exactly. And
you did tell me that. Yeah, I remember.
And so, she asked me if anybody that I know would do something to me or put some kind of hex on me, because she told me she thought I had a hex, and she mentioned a name, and man, this person is exactly the person that would do some shit like that to me, you know. And so yeah, that was really weird. So she said that she would take care of it, and after that, man, everything started going up for me, you know. So
it's good.
It just and
it's
so
good
I actually it was just the weirdest thing, you know. Just she called me and just out of the blue, you know. But yeah, it was just.
You're welcome, Beth. I try. It's a full-time job, but I try.
I'm sure.
You don't change my diaper, Jesus Christ, dude. I mean,
hey, I don't know where you're.
Yeah, you change your own diaper, right, David?
You know what's so funny? Well, not funny, but like I think back to there. I can remember a couple times in my life where, like you said, I had what I just felt like was just total dark cloud darkness over me. And I can actually remember it was a time earlier on in my life that I never would have considered it could be an attachment. I'll say that. Like I didn't go that route, but I can remember walking around my house at that time and actually saying out loud to myself, like I was repeating while I was crying, like, what is going on? Like I was rational enough to know it wasn't depression. Like I wasn't, couldn't figure out what it was. I would sit there and think like, I don't even know what I'm upset about. I don't even know what's going on. And I would like pace my house and go, what is happening to me? What is wrong with me? And I think there's like 3 times in my life that happened, but not recently. And I think to myself now, I wonder if that was something that I just didn't consider at that time before I knew a lot about this stuff. And, you know, and I do think about that a lot when people talk about it, because the more stories I hear sounds exactly like what I was going through. And what you said made me think about that, because I remember that, you know.
Yeah. And what was funny about my situation is not only did she call me, but I had another friend who I had just met like maybe 2-3 weeks prior, and in San Antonio, and she called me and she said, "Hey, I got to ask you something," and she asked me the same kind of questions, man.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So that was pretty good confirmation, you know, that there was something going on. And she told me, she goes, "Man," because I just started doing the podcast. She told me, she goes, "I'm reading you over your videos, over your Facebook feeds," and she goes, "There's something going on," and she kind of told me the same kind of stuff. Yeah.
How blessed are we that in the field, whether it be the metaphysical, paranormal, spiritual field, that there are people out there that are gifted to reach out and help people when they need help. I mean, because imagine a world without that, we'd be all walking around confused as hell. Like if we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. I didn't broadcast this stuff. I wasn't telling anybody anything, you know, but people knew it, and it was just the strangest thing.
Yeah. And now that makes me much more open about it now. Like, or I guess I should say, if it was to happen, or even now, not that it's an attachment, but sometimes if I do feel really down or dark or something, the first thing I'll do is be open about it. And I'll say either to David or to my friend at work or something, I'll just say, look, something's I don't feel right. Something's wrong with me. I just please understand that like something going on, something doesn't feel right. So that hopefully if that was something, maybe one day someone, like you said, all of our friends in this field, maybe someone could say something's going on, and maybe not, but I'm very open about it now because maybe someone would be able to tell me something I don't know, you know, so.
You can help other people too by just bringing it up, and you know, somebody might be going through something they can't understand or explain, and it might broaden their opening to look at other avenues of what's really going on to them. Mm-hmm. You know, people are affected every day by spirits and don't even know it.
Right. Mm-hmm. And and you know, Shannon, I talked about my dad being around me during that time, and I think that was part of the reason why he was around me. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he was looking out for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of crazy stuff. Where did David go now?
He's standing right here stretching. He's doing like stretches. Like
I'm getting old. I had to stretch my
keep waiting for the unicorn head. Dang it.
Well, anyway, guys, we're right up on our hour. It was great talking to you guys. Do you guys have anything you want to say to anyone? David?
Basically, I mean, We got events out there coming up.
Just come visit us in New England, please.
Yeah. Come up to New Hampshire. Come down there to the south too. Whenever we go down there, I don't know.
I know.
I mean, I don't know. No, the thing is, whenever people ask, "Oh, what y'all got going on?" Whatever, it's like, "Oh my God!"
I know. I get that. It's like I always leave something out, or
Yeah,
just say
check us
follow
out
you.
on Facebook. Yeah, check us out
How
on
about we take it event by event? So July is the Hawthorne Hotel in Salem. So we'll do that.
10th.
Yeah, July 10th.
Yeah, we'll do that. And also, we got the Haunted Ones paranormal documentary is coming out probably at the end of the year, beginning of next year. That's Terry. I said Terry. Tammy Jeremiah. I'm shutting up. It's going to be a good one. Put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Hooked on phonics.
I know, right? Yeah, road trip.
Oh my gosh, that's what I say all the time. I go hooked on phonics.
I was gonna say window liquor, but whatever.
I was thinking here soon we'll probably do something maybe in Tennessee, Ohio, and stuff like that. But it'd be common.
I want to go back to Texas. I really want to go back to Texas.
We need to plan an event together.
I love Texas.
We need to collaborate on an event.
Yeah.
She loves Texas. Epic. And actually told me she wanted to move down there.
We were sitting there. We were sitting there at breakfast. Now, mind you, I've been waiting like 35 years to move to New England. Maybe not that long. I'd just say since I was
born. 36. I mean, come on.
Right? Well, I was given it a year since I was 1 year old. That's what I was saying. Yeah, come on, get off my back. So anyway, we were only for like 3 or 4 days, and I finally moved to New England, and we're at breakfast. I'm like, I think we should move here. I'm like, I think we should move to Texas. I'm like, I love this. And he's like, oh, I love Texas. I'm like, let's go.
Texas is incredible. The economy's great, given everything that's been going on. It's amazing here.
But if we do, we got to move to like El Paso.
Why?
And it's dry heat.
But no, not El Paso.
Lord.
No.
No.
You
don't want that. You don't want
Where
that.
should we move to then?
We'll chat.
Hill country.
Where?
The hill country. Out near like between Austin and San Antonio. It's beautiful out there, man.
Beautiful out there.
It's still dry heat.
Yeah, fairly dry. It's a lot drier than here in Houston, that's for sure. But you got cryptids, you got UFOs, you got poltergeist activity, you got paranormal. It's a great area.
Let's go.
There you go. All right. See y'all here next week then.
All right, we'll move. See, that's what I think people don't know is we're that crazy that we'd probably move next week. Like we'd have this whole apartment packed up and we would just go. We would.
Get a camper. You can move it wherever you want. Get a camper. That's what I did.
We're not getting a camper, Shannon.
Thanks, Chelsea.
House.
It's a great idea.
Why can't we have a camper?
We got a museum. We got a paranormal museum here. That's why we can't.
What you do is you can. You got to get it. We'll talk later.
I have
we'll talk.
We'll talk later.
Go from one town to the next, a month at a time, doing events. I'm telling you, it's
no.
Okay. Okay.
Well, all right, guys.
Yeah, it's time to go. Joe's got his lady there
to
tend to. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us on.
All right, y'all guys hold on real quick. Yeah, everyone hold on real quick. I'll end the live broadcast. And hey, everyone in the chat room, man, thanks a lot for participating. You guys did a great job. And Chelsea, you did a great job today, too, with all the questions and comments. I really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. So thank you, guys. Beth, always great having you in the chat. I need to have you on the show again sometime soon.
And Michelle there.
Yeah, Michelle. Oh, man, she's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Y'all say good night to everyone.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Night, everyone.
We love you all.
Night, everyone.